everybody, and welcome back to Electric Moto. Today we are down in sunny Tallahassee, Florida, where we're going to be testing the E-Ride Pro SS 2.0 up against the Ultra B. This will be the first time the E-Ride Pro SS 2.0 has been on the trail for us. We had it on a sand track yesterday. Today we are going to be riding trails and try to get 20 or 30 miles out of this bike. And after this video, the next video will be us tearing this bike apart, new suspension, and putting some new components on this bike and then testing it again at the same place so we can see exactly what we get out of the Fluxa suspension. So if you're into that sort of stuff, subscribe to the channel so you can come along for more of these adventures, and let's get to getting these bikes ready and getting on the trail. So today I'm not going to bore you with all the details on the E-Ride Pro SS 2.0. You probably know everything that this bike comes with. I just want to give you a real-life demonstration of how this thing performs in the sand down in sunny Florida and how it performs up against the Ultra B. The Ultra B is really the support vehicle today. It's not necessarily supposed to do anything for the video, but we need two bikes to ride, so we brought them both. And you know, it should be a pretty useful and helpful video for anybody who's looking to purchase an E-Ride Pro 2.0. If you are looking to purchase one, you can use the link in the description to click on the bike that you want. We have several bikes available on the site, and use the code, I forget the code. I'll put the code in the description, but I'll put the code in the description because I forget what it was. But that way you can save yourself 5% on anything you see on the site, including bikes. We don't want to make this video because you need more information. It's more about what we think of it, because to be quite honest, I've been a Sur-Ron guy for a long time, still am to this day. That's all I've ever ridden, that's all I've ever owned is Sur-Rons. And with that said, I think this is honestly a better value bike than a Sur-Ron is, simply because you get more than a Sur-Ron Light B. Like, there really is no good competitor for the Ultra B right now, in my opinion, in terms of its size. Sand, Florida sand. But I think this is a great option for a bike for somebody who wants a little bit more bike than the Sur-Ron Ultra B offers, but at the same time doesn't want to go to a big bike. I think this and the MX4 are probably the best value bikes that you can get right now. And with all the new bikes coming out, it's only going to become crazier with how cheap these bikes actually are. So first things first, these are the factory tires, the factory CST tires. And especially in this sand, the first thing that I would recommend that you change are the tires. Whether you get new wheels or not is up to you, but I feel like I'm on an ice rink. This is crazy. I can't imagine. I mean, you definitely need more tire if you want to try to ride this terrain and have a good time doing it. One thing I do like about this bike though is the throttle. It rolls on a little bit better than my Ultra B does, and also better than the Light B. The Light B is a little bit snappier, and depending upon how you like your throttle, could be, you know, what makes the difference. But for the price point, this bike is cheaper than a Sur-Ron Light B. It's, comes with a year warranty, and we actually service the warranty through E-Ride, to where the Sur-Ron, although most dealers do warranty Sur-Ron, it's just a little bit more difficult for us to navigate those waters, where E-Ride has a better relationship with us, at least. Okay, so I'm going to switch to sport now because I want to see what the power delivery is like and how easy it is to control in this sand. Again, like, I just feel the power delivery on this bike is better than our Light B. It's not as, maybe it's the sand, but it's not as immediate, so you have a second and you can kind of prepare for it. So with the suspension, we did some minor adjustments for my rider weight versus my son. I'm 175, closer to 185 with gear, and obviously we wanted to make the suspension a little stiffer. But the first thing I'm going to do on this bike, which will be the next video, is change the suspension out for an R-Floxa R43 Pro, I believe is what it's called, as well as those are the forks and the underseat suspension. We're going to do that as well as the Formula brakes, because although these brakes are good, I think Formula brakes are just a better all-around brake, and this suspension right now feels a little bit soft. Okay, so before we switch riders and I give Cohen a go on the E-Ride Pro, I want to talk about it. It is squirrely, to say the least. These tires are just not enough for sand like this. I think maybe if you were riding some single track or you were in the woods and it wasn't all sand, you would be fine. Also, the back tire is not really suitable for this type of terrain. Honestly, it's still a good tire. It'll work in the immediate time when you get the bike, but I would definitely recommend changing that. Pivot tracks is what we're going to put on this thing before we do a new wheel set, because we want to test those tires and be able to give an honest opinion of those. So now we're going to put Co on the E-Ride Pro. We're going to see how he does with it, and we'll finish the video up with his impressions, and we'll let you guys go. Okay, so let's talk about it. For me, that bike is way too squirrely.
No, it's not.
What do you think? What would you do to that bike right now if you had the parts?
Tires, and that's it.
That's it? Nothing else?
Nothing else.
So I would go for suspension, but I also weigh
Suspension's
60 pounds,
fine.
60 pounds more than you. The tires, definitely. You like the brakes?
No.
Okay, so the brakes too?
I had to full grab them with all my fingers.
All right, so the E-Ride Pro SS 2.0, when you got on it, you were upset, right?
Yeah.
You weren't happy because you didn't want to get off the big bike, but now you don't want to get back on the big bike.
No.
So that's a testament, because he only likes riding big bikes, and for him to want to stay on this bike for the rest of the day is saying something about this bike. Now, the real question, we should probably address the skeleton, or the elephant in the room. He wrecked on his dirt bike yesterday, and that's why he's got a big black eye. It's not because what you may think. But would you say Sur-Ron Lightbee, E-Ride Pro SS 2.0, you've ridden them both now a lot. What do you think?
E-Ride Pro all day.
Why?
Suspension's way better. The handling and the controls.
You think the power is better?
Yeah.
The power is significantly greater than the Sur-Ron Lightbee. I can tell you that. You can pull a wheelie in sport at 30 miles an hour, and I can do that with my rider weight. So if I were to get a bike and I had to choose between the Sur-Ron Lightbee and the E-Ride Pro 2.0, it would be E-Ride Pro. That's where I stand today. The MX4 would be its closest competitor, and we don't have one of those with us, so that's where we have to be. So if you guys like this style of content, you thought this video was helpful, subscribe to the channel, shop all your e-moto parts at electricsmotoco.com, and we will see you guys
On the next one.
on the next one.